Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Cryptids and Monsters video. I'm actually still using my older microphone. My new one came in today and I tested it out and it sucks. Unfortunately, that microphone, it sounded clearer, I guess you could say, without the static, but it sounded like I was talking through a telephone, and that was not good. So I'm gonna see about maybe something else. But what I did is I actually got on my computer and I changed the settings on my microphone. So basically I reduced the microphone boost, and it sounds like it'll probably be a little bit less quiet, more quieter than some of my other videos in the past, but if you turn up the volume, it'll sound clearer, if that makes sense. So the staticky noise hopefully is gone, because I've tested it probably on 30 different sound bites that I was just doing for the last maybe 10 or 15 minutes or so, and every single one of them got better and better until I thought this is the best setting. But again, it's going to be on a quieter level. You just have to turn up the volume just a little bit more, but it should sound more clearer. If anything else comes up that I can't hear, and I've tested this on my own speakers and on my own headphones, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see about potentially another microphone in the future, but I think ultimately it might be my computer, and as far as the settings that it has and the maximum output that it can do, and that's a whole other level. So in any case, this is the cryptids of the week, the one I promised I would start. I did my inaugural video about 2 videos back, or 2 weeks back, and this is the second one here. And again, the whole basis of this particular theme is I'm going to go to that cryptids.wikia.com website, and I'm going to have one selection, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that button where it says random page, and the very first one that comes up I will talk about. And in this case, this cryptid I've never heard of, but it sounds like one of those cryptids that are like from the lumberjack tales, like I've chronicled in some of my past videos, like the hide behind, to give an example. And this one is pretty weird. Not much information to give, but again, it's following my theme that whatever it lands on, I will talk about here. This one is called, it's a great name, it's the Dungavenhooter. That's right, that's the full name of it. It's the Dungavenhooter, all one word. And it comes from the lumberjack tales from North America. Very, very unique cryptid. It's one of those things where, who knows, maybe somebody saw something that looked like another thing, and they told it in the ear of another person, and then that person told it to another person's ear, and just like that game that we all loved to play as little kids, it became a whole different life of its own. But this is a cryptid that was found here in North America, in the U.S., specifically in Maine, and it's been known to also live near Michigan, near the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And basically it's like this. It's an alligator-like creature that has no mouth. So probably it says like an alligator-like creature because more than likely of its skin, and more than likely of its elongated head, but it doesn't have any mouth. In fact, you'll see a picture of it here, or at least an artist rendering of it here. The very unique distinction, though, of the Dungavenhooter is that its nostrils were very, very large, abnormally large, in fact. So large that they probably acted as its mouth. So it ate through its nostrils, because without having any mouth, that's the only presumption that one could come to. And that's the basis of this creature. Think of it like an alligator, but no mouth, no elongated mouth like we all know alligators have, which is this most unique feature. Instead, it has very large nostrils. It also has short legs and a very thick, powerful tail. And the only noise that it's been known to make is a snort, which kind of makes sense because of its large nostrils. When you have something like that, you could very well imagine that this thing would make its calls or would make its unique noises from its nostrils, because again, without having any kind of mouth, that's the only other presumption one can go with. Now, the way the lumberjacks came across this creature, the Dungavenhooter, was that the tales say that drunk lumberjacks would be ambushed by this creature. And what it would do is it would hide behind anything that was near and around, like let's say anything involving a tree, anything involving a tree stump, some bushes, some large rocks, whatever, and it would wait for an unsuspecting lumberjack, who no doubt was common among that time period. It gives you an idea exactly too of what kind of time period we're talking about. We're talking about an era when it was still early America, the western frontier, if you will, a place where people were going out to the west, and they were explorers, and they were trying to either claim land, start businesses, whatever. It was the early infancy of America. In any case, during that time period, again, there were a lot of lumberjacks, and this Dungavenhooter would wait, and it would wait for a lumberjack to come across its path. And its preferred waiting period would be especially if the lumberjack were, say, drunk, because then it would allow itself to easily find its prey. It probably knew that the lumberjack was drunk from the nostrils. Having such large nostrils, it's also safe to presume that it had an extraordinary sense of smell, probably something that would make a dog whimper when it comes to its smell. So probably it could detect when its prey was in a condition that it was inebriated and when it was not, and how it probably decided which situation is better is probably through association. The idea that if it's attacking something but it smelled a certain way and that way fought back, then it wasn't so good. But if it was attacking something, another person, and it smelled a different way, and the way this different way person smelled, it was much easier to attack on. That's why it probably developed that habit from. But yeah, what it would do is, again, it would wait for a drunk lumberjack to come out, and then it would leap upon it and knock it to the ground with its large club-like tail, and then it would jump up and down on its victim until gases were produced that would come out of its large nostrils. What these gases were, I don't know. Were they some kind of let's say, neutralizing effect? Did they have anything like that? You know, like those gases that doctors utilize to put people in a calmer state or to put them in a relaxed state. Was it something like that, or was it some kind of knockout gas? Who knows? But whatever it did, it worked, and the lumberjack would then be a victim. And it doesn't say necessarily if the Dungavenhooter ate the lumberjack or feasted upon it, but again, that is another presumption that one goes with, because if something like this is attacking, let's say its prey, the only reason most animals do so is because it's trying to eat, not necessarily like trying to fight for its area, for its land, or try to protect it. No, most likely it's doing it for food. Although again, it could fall under that idea that it was just protecting its area too. So that's it. That's the Dungavenhooter. That's the creature that comes from the tales of the lumberjacks here in North America. Again, very much so like the hide behind. Another one of those strange creatures that took on a life of its own from experiences that the early frontier men had. Who knows? This Dungavenhooter may be around. It may be somewhere out there, maybe along the lines of the slide rock bolter, another lumberjack creature that I talked about, one of my earlier ones. It may be in that same area where even to this day, people that come across it may not know exactly what it is, but it's there. It's the same creature that hundreds of years ago people were experiencing there. Does anyone have any other tales tied to the Dungavenhooter? Any other stories, any other locations where this creature might be? Very unique creature. Again, something involving an alligator-like creature. Scaly skin, short, stubby legs and arms, a long tail. It definitely looks like an alligator, but the very distinct feature is no mouth and then very, very large nostrils. Very unique creature to encounter. So, alright everybody, that is my cryptids of the week. I'm going to do another one next week. Again, be on the lookout for this. I'll probably try to do these somewhere around Thursday or Fridays of each week, kind of like as a nice thank you for your continued support. And everybody loves Fridays, so that's why I try to time it in and around that area. So if you follow my YouTube channel, again, look for around maybe Thursday or Fridays of each week, and you will see one of these come out. So good reception that I received, by the way, on my last video. So I can see that this particular theme is going to be a good one. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.